What's going on, traders? Are you guys ready to battle? Of course, in the markets, we're having some downside action come in. Of course, technology, big hit yesterday. Be careful out there. Will we get a bounce at the open? There's only one way truly to find out. Stick around for the open right here on Live Trading.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas lore, that phrase.
All right, traders. And I love this message right here. My man Steve's setting it right. Forget all negativity. And I think that, in a time when trading always isn't easy, and I always say trading at the end of the day isn't easy, no matter what. I mean, there's sometimes it's an easy trade, but overall, trading is always difficult. Because the reason is that it's not just one trade, right? It's usually a collection of trades that make or break us. So one thing that I always say is just kind of keep it simple, right? Focus on, it's not about the outcome, it's about the process, right? We always talk about that here. That's what we're all about at Benzinga, is trying to show you guys a processed approach to get to that success. Is anything guaranteed? Unfortunately, the only thing guaranteed in life is what? I know maybe Ryan knows that quote. Let's bring him in here. Ryan, what are the things that are guaranteed in life?
Taxes and death.
You know it, my friend. And guess what? Unfortunately, the taxes things always get us. But another thing that's certain is the NFL season tonight, Ryan.
Dude, look, you were just talking about the market being hard. I love Moron Go Steve. Not only is that a ridiculously awesome handle, but I love the message here about forgetting all negativity. I'm a little disappointed here in Bug Log. It is not hump day. It's not Wednesday. Look, I waited a long time for the opening of NFL season on Thursday night. It's Thursday, damn it. Okay, it is Thursday. Football is here. Honestly, like I'm focusing on what we're doing here for the show, but if things don't go well, Mitch, I'm out for the day. I'm checked out. I'm checked out. Go to my voicemail, because all I care about right now is the start of this NFL season. I really hope the Lions can upset the Chiefs today.
That's my bet, man.
If I have let to put it out there. That feels good. That feels good, man.
No, I really see it. I see it. I look at the matchups. I don't know how the Chiefs win tonight. I'll tell you that, Ryan. I don't know how they win, because the truth is, without Kelsey, you can easily double team receivers and forget the tight end. Now, I think that's going to be a big move.
They have no pass rush either.
Yeah, and they don't have their best pass rusher. Yeah, come on. Come on, it's gonna happen. I see Patrick Mahomes on the grass with a little bit of grass in his helmet. That's how you know Detroit's coming for it.
That would be
all right.
amazing.
Let's get to the stock market. Let's take a look here. American Airlines is the only swing trade I have on. I'm down to 4.6% on this. I will tell you guys that there's not many times that I risk that time. So I'm looking today to see if it can hold 14. Really don't want to get it into the 1350 handle. I can add at 14, and then the final risk would be that 1350. This is kind of a longer term swing for me. So we'll see what happens there on American Airlines. IonQ is another one I want to get short on, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to get an opportunity. This is already getting cracked down there in the pre-market. So I have to look for a bounce. I hate chasing. Got to take it easy. We'll see what happens on IonQ. I'm going to be looking for a bunch of AI names to get wrecked. Look at AI. It's already down to 27. I think this is going to start to affect a lot of AI stocks out there, especially if it's what I call, like fake AI. So any of those AI names, look out, because they could be coming down in a hurry. Also can look for names like Affirm. That's a growth name. If we're really going to have a dragging type of day, this stock has been hot, but look at the daily chart. Now starting to show me really close to a double top around 2250s. So with that being said, I'd give this one a shot to come back up at the open. But if I could get a green to red, go to 22s, reject 22s, and come right back down through 2150s, this could be coming down. You have a couple of times to get to that 2220s. I just need to see one more rejection and then it break the support of 2150. We'll see what happens there on the firm. Got a couple of names we can watch. Palantir, also an AI name that maybe we could come after on the short side. We'll see what happens. I'm looking for some shorts today. And I did get out of Apple yesterday. I got out of Chevron. I got out of a lot of names, Intel. So we could see maybe Intel stay strong. I didn't want to hold yesterday through kind of this 36 kind of pricing, and I just got out right before this turn. So now let's see what happens to this stock today. Does it just come right back down, or does it break out through the 38s? This is also something that I could day trade today if we do get a tech push to the upside. I'm just not expecting that right now. We'll see what happens there. I'm going to kick it to my man, Ryan. We'll take a look at the market and look who's in the chat. Is that the one, the only hit the bid? I want to know if my man's in the chat. Say hello. You guys know who hit the bid is? Let's see if anybody in the chat knows who hit the bid is. A little trivia action. Who knows who hit the bid is? Throw it up in the chat. I'm going to go to you, Ryan. We could take a look at the SPY, take a look at what you're seeing, of course, on Benzinga Pro. You guys see me using Trade the Pool. We'll talk a little bit about it coming up, but definitely smash the like. There it is. The chat knows it. Kenny,
I was going to say, I'm glad somebody said it. What's going on, Kenny? Thanks for joining us today.
Kenny Glick. You know it, guys. Hit the like. The Warlock in the house. We're going to get after it. We'll see if maybe we get after maybe a VWAP mean reversion play. Who knows? Who knows? All right, definitely smash the like. If you guys you could check out Hit the Bid. I always love Kenny Glick. Definitely, it's always good to recognize the real. Real recognizes real. Hit the Bid, definitely a real trader out there. You guys check him out. Of course, Kenny Glick. Let's go to Ryan here with the SPY outlook and take a look into what's going on in the markets. Maybe some smaller names you got for us today?
Yep, I've always got the smaller names for you. We will go into that, but first let's take a look at the SPY doing exactly what we had hoped for, or at least I guess what I should say, what I had hoped for. SPY really trying to roll over now. Next level here. I'm still thinking that we're going to go into this purple shaded area. Top end of that range is about 431. I don't think it'll go there today. Obviously, we do have some space in here. I would imagine we'll probably get a little bit of support at 438 if we drop that far, maybe 440. We're looking for this to come in towards the 100-day moving average at 433. Now, the reality is that the closest level to where we're at is the 444 level on the upside. This has acted as resistance and support since we've identified it. If the market catches at all today and tries to trade up, I would look to see how that actually handles 444. The ideal situation would be a humongous rejection at 444. That would allow us to load up short instruments for the market to move back down to the lows. That's the outlook that I've got for the SPY. I've got no trades planned on any of the ETFs that mirror the SPY, or the VIX or the semiconductors or anything like that. We'll see how the day unfolds before we make our decision there. Now, as far as some of the smaller stocks, we do have a couple in here. First one is going to be WHLR, and this is having kind of a wild pre-market here. We did have a catalyst here on Wheeler Real Estate Investment Trust. If I go over to the news, you'll see here that they posted a Series D redemption form on its website. Now, if you want to go through this, that's in here. But obviously, the market reacted to this pretty positively. And actually, we've had several legs up here. We're currently falling out of the recent consolidation area. So I want to see if this catches. The other thing here, my VWAP got removed. The other thing here is that a nice move back to VWAP here. I'll probably give this a shot. We're actually almost there. I've got VWAP here at 847, 852 in my broker, currently at about 865. So we're right above it. Let's see how this does right out of the open. I will say, given some of the trading action recently, I'm not going to take a new trade right out of the open. I'm going to wait a little bit until I feel comfortable about my entry. But WHLR, this one definitely in play here today. A lot of eyeballs on that. Next one here is going to be AREB. This is American Rebel Holdings. This is popping because of the news yesterday that Liberty Safes effectively caved and gave a safe combination to the FBI, effectively rendering their safes worthless, their new safes, frankly. So apparently we do have a new catalyst here. American Rebel yesterday said that they are bombarded with calls from dealers and customers regarding that Liberty Safe breach. Now, the question here for me is going to be, does this catalyst have staying power? I understand the pop. I understand a little bit of a regression to the mean here, but do we have some more juice given this today? It's already kind of out of the news cycle. That was more of a yesterday Twitter thing. Unsure if that's really gonna materialize here today, but let's see. Let's see if we actually get a on volume move through 129. Maybe a move towards those highs here at AREB. So that's what's going on. This one definitely in play until it isn't. HKIT. This is not in play for me. I'm going to cover it here because this was being talked about the past couple of days. I remember you guys yesterday. You guys were talking about having nice entry on HKIT as it was moving up and breaking the highs. When I checked back in on this in the afternoon, I was pretty shocked to see what was going on here. So this stock really fell out of bed. $32. We're currently at $4 right now. I'm not even going to bother trading this. If you folks want to trade this, be my guest. Be careful. Reduce your size. Good risk management. All of those things. Be very, very careful with this stock. High Tech Global. What the hell does this company even do? This is a gamble. This is a high risk setup here. Now, if we actually take a look at the setup, we did pop, come back in, and it looks like it's going to go try and take out that 5. But again, I'll pass. I'll wait for something a little bit more palatable for us. Next on the list here is going to be CBAY. This is ticker CBAY. This is CymaBay Therapeutics. Stock has actually had a kind of a wild pre-market too. Popped, dropped, and then recovered all and went higher here. Catalyst here, CymaBay, shares are trading higher after they released top-line results from its phase 3 pivotal response study of Salandipar in primary biliary. Man, I can't even say some of these words. I was not cut out to be a doctor. I'll copy that and put it in the chat if you guys want to read it. Basically, they had good data from the phase 3 program here, and it's trading higher here. Now, remember, with phase 3, a lot of times it's sell the news. So again, I really want to see if this can get any type of footing before it actually ends up running, but worth noting, this is in the list. Sorry about the bird. He's having kind of an eventful morning. He's excited for football too. Next here is going to be ARTL. This popped big yesterday, really been weak here today. It is up off the lows, so let's see what happens if we have a VWAP reclaim. Just taking a look at this, though, kind of some wild action in here. We did have a PR here this morning. Artello Biosciences completes positive pre-IND meeting with the FDA. That sounds like good news. Yesterday, they were going to present at the 6th Cannabinoid-Derived Drug Summit on September 12th. So that's coming up here in 5 days. That's a next week event. So something to keep in mind there. Cannabis stocks have been strong with some of the recent news about trying to get cannabis moved down the schedule list. So maybe ARTL will have something in it. Let's wait and see if this actually materializes. So I see a lot of the ETFs in there. We'll see if these play. I really want to see how the opening print does before we decide if we're going to do any of that. But that's definitely something that we're always going to keep on watch. And until Mitch gets back, I would say, what do you folks want to see from the chat? By the way, WHLR did come into that VWAP and it's bouncing. I'm not taking any of these trades until the market actually opens. I'm not a big fan of buying in the pre-market. Okay, let's see what the chat is taking a look at here. Smoke Tuna, good to see you this morning. Again, hopefully your healing is going well. ITOS is one of the stocks that you had mentioned here. Interesting. I'm actually, this is not on my radar here. Yesterday, this really kind of fell out, recovered a lot of its gains. Will be interesting to see if it goes higher. One of the things I definitely want to see, I want to wait through the open to see where this settles. Yesterday, we just had a PR about them presenting or participating, in an investor conference coming up here. So no fresh news on ITOS. Take a look at the daily chart. Sure looks like this is trying to make a move back up. Decent swing candidate here if you feel pretty good about swings. I don't, but this chart looking pretty good here. Let's see what else you folks want to take a look at. Nothing. You guys are just saying hello to each other, which I love, by the way. Carmen, I'm in ARDS waiting to see if we get a pop today. That's not ARDS. Let's take a look at it. That's not ARTL, but ARDS. I feel like we've traded this one. This is just a 10-cent stock here. This is something that I will definitely avoid. Maybe you will get that pop. I sure hope that you do. We are under a minute here till the market opens. Ryan Gill. What is that, Becca? What does that mean? CBay and DATS was a thing back in March when the Twitter pumpers took the stock high. Okay, so that previous pump job, that's actually good to know. Let's flip over to the main workspace here. Let's queue up WHLR. Let's get my indicators back on here. All right, VWAP, let's go. Let's see what we can do here. And WHLR, by the way, for you trade the pool traders, that is in trade the pool. So we will see. Oh, GIII is what you're saying. You were suggesting a stock. I see. First move on that is down, by the way. Looks like this might go into a halt if it holds. We'll see. WHLR. Take a look at that. Sorry, Becca. I got you. WHLR through the VWAP and down. So just no, not kill. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. But I got you. Here's the stock that you were taking a look at. First couple of moves here right out of the gate, down. We'll wait for them to kind of settle. This was the stock Becca was talking about. This first move here was down. It looks like kind of low volume here. We had earnings before market, which is why this is popping. All right. WHLR. Are we going to recover here at all? Let's see. Like it is recovering here and trying to go higher here. Might take a little bit of this. Let's try 200 shares here. Nope, never mind. By the time I adjusted the order entry, it looked back, this thing knifed all the way down. Doesn't seem like it's really got any bottom here. This would be a support level. We'll see. I'm gonna try a little bit here. We'll see where we end up going on WHLR. Oh, here, let me get my screens up too. So if I do this and then I do this, do I just do, no. No, see, that didn't work. No, and if I do this, does that work? No. Need Mitch for this one. Oh, here we go. Full screen layout. Okay, so here we go. So here's the entry here in WHLR, basically trying to play a bounce off this area. If this area breaks to the downside, we'll stop out. If we bounce out of here, we can ride this up. If it really gets rolling and shows some strength, maybe we can even add on the way up. We'll see if that ends up materializing. But kind of a small position here right now, right out of the gate. We'll see where we go. I really wanted to get this initial candle or two out of the way. We're able to do that. If this reverses, again, we'll just cut it. No big deal. Not in a whole lot of stock here. Go back to this. Watch Benzinga Pro. All right. And you guys were talking about, okay, you guys are mentioning AREB too. That was another one we wanted to take a look at. That's this American Rebel Holdings. Oh man, ripping to the highs here on AREB. So great job. So again, was not going to take that out of the gate. Playing for this halt was not in play. This halting at 156. I guess it has to hold here. I don't see the halt command, but it's effectively halted. We'll see where this opens up at. This definitely one to watch here on AREB. Good spot there out of the gate. WHLR not able to bounce yet. Jay Rice got some 122. All right, AREB. So you're in there. Then nice. You're up 30 some cents on that already. Mitch, we did take one stock here. And we're up on it. Wait.
Up right now. No worries. Let's get this rolling here, guys. Boom.
All right, I'm taking this. I just took the gains because that took me completely out of the red.
I'm cool with that, man.
Dude, cool look, get green on the screen. We talked about it. That took me completely out of the red. I've had a rough couple of days. Start initiated by a fat finger trade that I just made. If we take a look at this, filled orders here, we just made off 200 shares, guys. 200 shares just made $197. Completely taking me back into the green. There's green on the screen. That is really going to help the confidence for the rest of the day here today. And look, I almost top ticked it. Look at where that sale is, bro. I almost top ticked it. What, Mitch?
I want to cry, Ryan.
Well, don't, it's going to go higher here and make me look like an idiot now that I was just boasting a little bit. But that's how the market works. So we're going to wait for it to set up again.
Look at the stock I wanted to short.
Oh God,
I want to cry, guys.
Time out. So Mitch, before we got on air, before Mitch said good morning to me, he mentioned IONQ and how he wants to short it. And he's like, I really hope it doesn't fall off right out of the open.
Look at that thing, man.
I mean, that was it right there.
Just to think. And I wouldn't have gone crazy. I would have probably put like 200 shares. Nothing insane, right? Around 19. It seemed like a really nice shorting area, right? And then risk up to like maybe 1920 or 1940. But look at that move there. Just even the opening action there towards 18. I mean, it would have been a quick, 200, $300. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the tears. That's how it goes sometimes.
Those tears, they be real.
Let's look for a firm. This is another one that I want to maybe get shorted. Just cut through the 2150 there. So that's one that I'm keeping an eye on.
WHLR did go higher briefly and they pulled it. We've seen that action quite a bit here in some of these smaller stocks. So WHLR definitely want to wait for a little bit of a better setup here. In and out of HKIT. Do not try this at home. Crow, appreciate that. Hopefully you got out safe. But Crow telling you there without really saying it, that is dangerous. AI is getting wrecked, Jan. They had earnings yesterday. That the hype part of the AI is here to stay. Okay, don't get me wrong with some of the things I'm going to say here. AI is here to stay. It's been around for a long time. It's going to proliferate and become more mainstream. But the current AI hype bubble that we were in, that might be ending. And I think you might be starting to see that. If we continue to get a consumer that tightens here over the fall into the holiday season, I think some of these effects will be exacerbated, but we'll see. I've been saying that for a while and I've been wrong. So full disclosure. So, okay, right, let's look around and see what else we can find here.
Buy is bouncing strong here. That could eventually bring up the Qs. Some of the names that are doing well in the SPY, I'll bring up right now. I'm trying to take a look there to kind of give you guys an idea of what's moving. Newell Brands, some smaller names. It's not really anything that I'm seeing like big. USB. I mean, it's not your common names. Goldman Sachs, financials, kind of getting that lift. We've talked about how the financials have been struggling. Today they're bouncing back. That could eventually maybe give tech the ability to get a little bit of a bounce. We'll keep an eye on it. NVIDIA getting a bounce above the VWAP, now holding VWAP. I feel the financials can stay green, and the SPY can stay green, then yeah, maybe we can get this tech to just bounce back. So just be careful out there, team. We're seeing some wicked moves out the gates here.
Yeah, SPY is bouncing here. Market did catch out of the open. Now, we did gap down, so keep that in mind. AREB open, by the way, popping higher here, 171. I want to trade this. But I feel like I'm chasing up here. 180-year high print on AREB.
Did you check for it in trade?
I did. I checked WHLR because that was the other one that I wanted to trade. But let's check American Rebel.
My friend.
Yes, AREB is in. Trade the pool. Yes, confirmed.
I'm watching it right now. That thing's moving fast, man.
Yeah,
there was some buying at 168 and 170 here. That's a pretty high buy there. I'd be a little bit careful. I'd look for a wicked move to 150. But that's just because I love to catch these on wicked pullbacks where I can just get the quick dip and I buy it, and all of a sudden it's back up towards the highs. But we'll see what happens there.
And Mitch, I had said this earlier in my outlook on some of the smaller stocks, but the catalyst here is that this is American Rebel Holdings. They issued a PR yesterday that they have been, quote, bombarded with calls, end quote, from both dealers and customers looking for new safes after Liberty Safe basically gave the combination away to the FBI and screwed over one of their customers. So what I said in my open there, I don't know how long this catalyst is actually going to drive the price of this stock, but clearly this is it's going on right now. It was going on a little bit yesterday. It's going on right now. Question is when does this dry up? I don't know the answer to that. In the meantime, we've got ourselves a trade in our hands.
Well, I'm taking a shot, guys. I'm going for a little bit of a short here on a firm. I've already kind of taken this outlook in the pre-market, right? I said cut through 2150s. Maybe I could short off of that and then hold here. I was looking for green to red. It did do a little green spike, but never getting up there to 22s. I will add at 2160s, but have to hold right above towards that high right here, 2175 or 2180s. We'll see if I get that extra fill. I only got 50 shares right now. Would like to hit this thing with small amount of shares, because if it does come down today, I think it goes down big to maybe like 20 or below. So I'm going to give it a chance here, especially daily resistance around 22s. Let's see if that holds here and we start coming back down. Taking a shot on the firm. Massive move in Tesla, says Lynn. We can take a look at that. No worries. I'll take a look at that in just a second here. What do you got, Ryan?
SS Trades already booking gains early. Jay, I know that you were in it. I don't think that you've booked it yet. Oh, trim. There we go. So Jay, trimming some at 180. Jay, your entry was 122, dude. That is some fast money. You're welcome. But as always, you're the one that clicked the buttons and took the risk. Awesome to see. Awesome to see some gains getting booked early here. That's now you guys are pumping me up even more. Right, Jan? Emotional switch, baby. You guys are helping. Let's go. SS Trades, great trade, man.
Emotional damage.
That reminds me of, I can't place that.
Someone will know where that is from.
Arab's still going higher here. I'm not going to chase this move though. Let's face it. Tesla,
right,
Lynn and Randy, of course, talking about Tesla. Tesla did have a big move off the open here, right through the VWAP. I'm going to wait for this to pull back and set up. I'm definitely not chasing Tesla here.
I'm coming after here a firm. I just added to it and now setting my stop and just going to let this try to work and cut down. At least know that I'll maximum lose on this position, $20. And if it starts going in the green, I think I could make about $1 on the profit side. So what is that? This is a 5-to-1 outlook. I'll take that shot here. You guys see it on the screen. Let's see what happens here with a firm. I'm in the 15-minute, but I also have a little bit of a tighter time frame to the right-hand side. I've been trying my best not to go to the tighter time frames. Look what I did, guys. I even removed the 5-minute. So I'm only having the 15-hour and daily, 1 month and weekly. So these are the charts that I kind of like. I really like the 15-minute and the hourly, because a lot of times I can see clear resistance and supports, especially if you zoom back a couple of days. And I always like to look back a couple of days, because if we're breaking a major support, that's when I want to be able to look for that line to kind of hold and start acting as resistance now, since I'm short. So you see this line here from support multiple days. It wicked through there, but never really closed below that. Now I want to see it closing below that, going back towards that 2140. There's a big move on that wick there. Let's see if we can get some more action here. There you go, 42s. Let's see if it breaks 2140s and the Qs can come down with it. Qs are actually pushing strong. SPY is pushing strong. A firm's still pretty much on a downtrend here. It's got to hold it tight. We'll see what happens here, because the market overall is still pushing here. Goldman Sachs pretty strong. Could be everybody leaning heavy on tech to the downside. That's actually giving the Qs a lift here. Is Apple coming back? Yeah, Apple's back to 177. So just to kind of put that in perspective, it's
Apple down 7% in 2 days, by the way. We talk all the time about invest in China at your own risk. Apple, an American company with significant Chinese exposure, down 7% over some of the recent news.
Yeah, this was pre-market support on the hourly, so it could act as resistance. Next level from here is 178.50s. So I'm looking at Apple. I have firm on my chart right now, of course, because I'm trading it, but I'm looking on the right-hand side for you guys, just looking into the market. Always going to be talking about the market. If you guys have stocks to check out, let me know. Tesla was one mentioned in the chat. I'd go to the hourly and I see, hey, can we get above hourly resistance? Hourly resistance just rejected there on Tesla around the 248.50s. And so that's what I look at a lot of the times. Can you recover hourly charts? Why? Because hourly charts are going to be more of what your institutionals will be using. So I look for that action. And right now I can see, yes, a nice big bar on Tesla reversal. It's a bullish engulfing candle. So I want to see it take some prior support or resistance, pre-market resistance, 248.50s. And then if you look back, it was acting as support and resistance just a couple days back. And now you could draw a trend line down towards that 250 area. Recovery of 250 today on Tesla. And yeah, you can get some strength. So I'm looking for the first level to break. Then that next level would be that psychological 250. Look at a firm. There we go. Look at that. That's looking good for us now, down to 21.27s. Now let's see if this could really start going down. I could add to this position if I wanted to, but my thing here would not be letting it go back above VWAP.
I took some AREB here, really small. Just seeing if we can bounce. If we can't, I'll cut it.
So
Break
now I
to
look
170 to the downside. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put my stop in there. I know you guys were saying that my stops were too tight yesterday.
It happens.
No, we don't want to do that. We want to take this and make this. Okay. Yes. And now we want to make this a pop above 2. We're looking for a pop above 2 here on AREB. That's the hope. We'll see. Stop at 167. Let me see if I can move this stop up a little bit.
There we go. Looking good here in a firm. Up about 20 cents or something like that.
Okay. So Mitch, here real quick, I'm trying to use more of these features that are designed to help the trader here. So here's the AREB trade, right? Trying to get a bounce off this curl, right? We're trying to get this to curl. We'd love for this to challenge the highs. I got a stop here at 169, target price at 201, entry here at 178.
Okay. I like
so here's
it.
the trade. We'll see if this ends up working. We're gonna do this where we let it work, right? We want to see, we've got the orders, we've got our target, we've got our plan. The machines are going to handle it. Looks like I'm going to get stopped out and stopped out.
Ion Q coming back. It's still too high though, man. Way too high. Like, look at that Ion Q, man. I don't even want to look at this chart anymore, guys. Just messing with you, Dave. Appreciate you, bro. Oh, that Ion Q, man. What a stock. What a guy. All right, guys, we'll see what happens here. SPY is still staying strong, but now pulling back a little bit, holding the 444s. Qs are trying to come back through the 371. I'm looking to see if kind of pre-market support gets back up there, and then we start rejecting that area. I was around 372. So just to show you how much the Qs dumped right here before the open, and it could reject even an hourly resistance right here, 370.95. So I need to see a close above on a 5-minute candle above 371 to show me strength in the Qs. If not, we could come back to VWAP. We'll see what happens there. All right, guys, I want to stop looking at a firm and then eventually look for that kind of little bigger win here. So I'm just going to set a stop at like 2160, which is a really tight stop. It's about 13 cents. And then look for this to kind of get that nice big win. A firm also has the VWAP around now 2145. So I really shouldn't see it get back above that 2160 spot. So I'm just going to let this work. Look at that. Now 2116s. If it goes through 21s, we could keep going down. Next level for me to look for is going to be 2070s. 2070s, I could take some profits, but I might let it go all the way towards the next layer. Next layer from there is 2040s. So we'll see if we can get all the way down there. Maybe get close to a point win here. All right, I'm going to look around for other stocks to trade. And so I'm going to leave this in the background. We'll see what happens with a firm. All right, what are you guys looking at over there? Disney being artificially held at 80. I wouldn't say artificially held at 80, but I think that's kind of institutional actions trying to defend their positions. But we'll see what happens. Qs starting to come back down. So let's see what happens here on like an SQQQ trade, right? I like hourly pullbacks on SQQQs. So I actually look for a little bit more like 1860s on SQQQs. So I'm going to leave that one alone. Let's look for like maybe AMD's in the green today. Let's go to the Qs and see what's green here. Energy is doing well today too, just to kind of put that in perspective, but I think that could come back down. Intel. Remember I talked about Intel being one of the stocks to watch. I'm missing it here for this rip, and it's up there now to 37.49s. So this one's actually not looking too bad, guys. I might be upset. I've taken a lot of times where I've taken a really good position in Intel and wrote it up there to 36 and 37s. I've sold it twice on that type of move. I'll show you guys this right now on the daily. Look at the strength that you're seeing right now in Intel. It's a pretty strong move.
So while you were saying that, I actually scalped Intel in the main account real quick because there was massive call buying, right? In fact, on Twitter, one of the guys, Joe Knuckle or Kunkel.
Yeah.
I'm sure you folks know him. I've been following him for years. He's an absolute ace. I'm sure he'd love that I just butchered his name. I'm sorry, Joe. Intel 3K September, 37.5 calls here on the offer. It's been strong all week versus the market. That actually, I saw that after I saw some of the calls come in. That was probably one of the bigger ones. Intel still at the highs here. This has been strong all week, and it does look like it's breaking out. I remember when the last time our happy hour crew talked about this, stock was 26, 27 bucks, and we were saying it's a buy there because it's likely going to go back to 50 at some point in the near future.
Look at the volume too. This is what I look for when I'm in swing trades. And this was actually a really strong swing trade. It was just yesterday, tech got so weak that it stopped me out here when it went to 36.03. But I took the gains, right? And I think that this one, I was already on a decent size outlook because of their mentions with NVIDIA. And at the end of the day, once they started mentioning NVIDIA, that's what caused this pop. And I always said that Intel was a dying brand now. And when they started talking about that, I started seeing maybe they could change this story. Got to be flexible. So I'm being flexible. I'm thinking Intel's story is actually maybe here. And it's getting a nice little pop here. Now, what can I do as a trader? Well, now I got to let this stock rip here. So it's already a little bit too far. I could go after at 37.50s and maybe look for 37 pullbacks. But I will be looking for a move back down into this space. But I could miss it by now. There's plenty of times where I've been like, oh, yeah, they'll come back to me. And it doesn't come back. And look at the strength that's coming in now, 37.70s. This looks pretty strong. So I'm not going to be battling too much tech here today. But Affirm's doing really well, guys. Just to mention that, that's already moving into my first kind of profit zone, almost through the 21s. So pretty decent, up about 40 cents, 47 cents on the name. There we go. Now close to 50 cents. That's not doing too bad right there. We'll see what happens on some other ones, but definitely this one's getting hit. Intel, a strong name in the tech world. We'll see what else is strong. I see T-Mobile, Team, Zscaler, pretty strong there. And so maybe take a look to see if I'm going to look to see if like some other kind of cybersecurity stocks are doing well. What about Pan W? Ooh, Pan W on a nice little pullback here. Looks interesting. AI almost there. Getting that AI love. Don't worry, I went on the Affirm love. So I think we're kind of still thinking about the same trade. AI, dang, now 26. Ooh. Ooh, and I like how it came back towards that hourly. Let's take a look at hourly charts here on AI. And so I look for a lot of times stocks to go back there towards some like prior support and use it as resistance. And you can see here right around this level, right around the kind of the 28, right below that, it was acting as support. This came down there to 27.15s and then went back towards a high there of 27.95s. It's not a bad area to maybe have come after it here. So that was an interesting area that this popped up there pretty quickly there in the pre-market. And then it got smacked right here around the 27.89s. Good level to look at there on AI. Affirm going lower, now down to that 27.80s area. Not too bad of a play there. This could still be leaking. Only thing is, how much can I leak it down here? Can we get to 2050? We'll find out. All right, stopping that stop. Gonna start looking for maybe even a target profit here.
Real quick, while you're doing that, Patrick is asking, what's the story on AXLA? I don't see anything here in the news feed, but I can check the Twitter streets for you and let you know if I find anything. I will do that here. Dave Short KRE here, so looking for some more bank weakness. I actually like that trade. By the way, I did take a new swing here. Talking about swings, we'll see if this ends up working. Taking kind of a higher risk swing. I took Toll. So here, let me get my Benzinga Pro up here. This was actually a thesis discussed in the happy hour yesterday that I really, really liked. I took the 80 puts for October in Toll. All right, so if we take a look at the daily chart here, you can see Toll Brothers has been really, really strong. We're actually trading sideways here. I like this to roll over, maybe 70, 65. We'll see if we can end up getting down there. Mortgage rates or mortgage origination at a 27-year low. I understand the builders were able to kind of stay on top of that because they were able to work deals with the interest rates. I think that's drying up. I think the consumer's tightening. I think home sales are going to continue to drop with interest rates the way that they are. I like Toll short here, doing it via the options, defining my risk ahead of time. Let me take a look on AXLA for you on the Twitter streets. So one thing I don't like about the new tweet deck is that when I used to add columns, I used to be able to edit the added column. So if I wanted to change it from cash tag, whatever stock to a different stock, it was very easy to do that. Not easy to do that anymore. I have to delete and re-add. Looks like this is a Discord room pump, low float momentum, a lot of bots after this. I don't see any news here. I think this is just kind of a AXLA, which was the question. I'm not sure that there is actually a news catalyst here. Looks like this is a bunch of Discord rooms buying it.
Firm bouncing a little bit off of that bottoming action there towards 2085. I'm actually looking to short maybe bros right now, guys. You guys heard that. I might be shorting bros. Gotta be nimble, right?
You see the offering the other day?
That's what it was just last night.
Last night, sorry.
Yeah, no, I got you, man. That's what it's all about, right? All right, I'm actually going to try to get a little starter there. I got a starter there. Now I can raise up my kind of ad here towards like 40s. But I just got a starter there at 26, 23 short. This is kind of more going after a little bit of a longer time frame trade also. So you can see here kind of this trend line here. It could come back to that spot. So that's why I'm giving myself a little bit of room here. But the VWAP is like down towards 2580, and then it just made an opening move down there towards 2464. So at least it's a good risk to return here. Let's see what happens if I do get a little bounce here and could add on a bounce. A firm coming back there, so I'm going to pay attention to that. How's the market overall doing here? SPY now down to 443s, so that looks
totally
a nice
just reversed.
reversal. Yeah, nice reversal there, and that could actually keep my Affirm trade in the red and to keep working in my favor. So now I'm going to look to see if we can continue using this as rejections, and it looked like we did kind of like that hourly rejection there. So the 371 on the Qs acting as resistance there, a couple of wicks, but no closes above 371 on even on the 1 minute. And that's a good outlook there to look for the bulls. If you're looking for that to come back, that's a takeout of 371 on the upside. I always look at what having two sides of the market. So the upside right now, 371, downside takeout 369, and we could go lower on the Qs. The bros, but the Qs can just go down here. And the SPY, I think this bros trade could be an even better trade than the firm.
For AREB here, point of no return 164. It's actually kind of slowing down a little bit here. It did have a green hammer a couple of candles back on that 1 minute. We'll see. AREB might not be done, but I'm going to be waiting. I'll wait this one out. We break 164 to the downside. I think that is probably over for the day.
Mystery man, let's talk about that. That's a great question that you have, and I'm not going to answer it right now because I think it's a really good question that even Ryan can jump in and give some perspective on. So let's use that as our question of the day, brought to you by the chat. And I want to start doing more of this, guys. So if you guys have a psychological question, a setup question, whatever it may be, you guys know I'm all about trading. So is Ryan. We will do our best to answer it, of course. Maybe we look at some resources online. We'll try to do our best to answer a question that you guys are providing every single day. So that's going to be our question of the day, Mystery Man. So stick around. We'll answer that at 10:30. Usually 10:30, we get a little bit of a break here. All right, just got that pop filled there for now bros, and now I just got to kind of respect where the risk is, right? And so that's all that matters here. Now understanding my risk. For right now, it's going to be up towards 2680s. So it's a decent sized risk here of 43. Of course, compared to my Affirm trade, it's nowhere near as big, but I've been a little bit slower on that Affirm trade just because the truth is Affirm can move really quickly. Like it's already moving really quickly, but just way down, right? And so I'm just trying to let that Affirm trade work. Let's see if this bros turns around from 2058. I think it could act as resistance. Let's see if it acts as resistance and gets another takedown. More volume coming into Affirm right now. Big amount of volume coming in right now. And so I can see that on the 1 minute because I'm just trying to take a little peek at it. And that's a pretty big amount of volume at 2107 with a high there. Let's see if it holds 2110 and then gets to knock it down right back. Q's coming back to VWAP. They're just rejecting 370s. SPY rejecting 443.50s. Let's see if it goes right back down. SPY take down 442.50s. Are financials back to the red? Yes, they are. JPM starting to come down. Could this be another bull trap there? KRE. Ooh, who shorted KRE in the chat? Shout out to you, my boy. Shout out to
Dave.
you.
That was Dave. By the way,
that boy's screaming right now.
Real quick here. Let me get my charts up. Alexa's asking Ryan. Hello, Alexa. SQQQ on the 1 minute cup and handle. So remember what I was saying here. We'll see how these actually perform when the market opens before we take a look at it. Sure does look like a cup and handle. My 1 minute chart is right down here. Here's your cup. Here's your handle. We would expect the next move to go that way. So I would say if this, what is that? 18.8. What is this? I can't see. My monitor's too bright. 1889. If that breaks 1888, excuse me. If it breaks 1888 here, that is probably invalidated. We really want this to kind of take off here. I love seeing the market weak. I do want the market to come back in. I'm interested in this play. I'll let you know if I get a fill. Yeah, Dave, still short the KRE, Dave. Getting it done. Still short KRE here, 43.55.
Interesting play is FAZ. I'm looking at it for maybe potential pullback at 1840s. We'll see what happens there. Definitely Bros is coming after me a little bit here. We'll see if it does stop me out above the 2680s, but I'm going to give it a shot here. FAZ looks like it wants to get through the 1880s there. Nice little pullback buy off of the 1830s today. Breakouts above the 1865. I like the 1840 just for a VWAP bounce. All right, guys, smash the like. I'll get my chart up. Sorry about that. I didn't notice Ryan left, really. Should have noticed it, but hey, let's keep going, guys. Smash the like. What's going on out there? Mitch, did you happen to give us the news on West Rock? No, I didn't, Jesse. I'm sorry. I have that news on West Rock. I was supposed to cover it on pre-market prep. That was one of the news that we just didn't get to. So I got you guys right here. I'll put it right underneath. Sometimes we got some news for you that we can just break here, and so I'll actually just put it underneath for you. So as a little scrolling ticker here.
We're breaking news?
Well, not really breaking it, but more along at least helping him out. He wanted to talk about that news, the West Rock news. So it wanted to kind of combine and confirm that there's like a potential combination between is this Smurfit West Rock? And so that's what they're trying to create. Yeah, Smurfit Kappa, trying to combination there. We'll see if it actually plays out. That's WRK. I
What
don't know
is
how it's trading
Smurf?
today.
Yeah, I don't even know what you just said.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. It was hard enough to read.
Oh, by the way, here, real quick. Oops. I just have to
FAZ
remove
looks
this.
interesting here. I'm looking for a pullback to 1840s. I'll take it if it gives it that pullback for me. But it
Yo,
looks like it
check
wants
out
to
the
take
cup and
off.
handle trade. Check out the cup and handle 1 minute trade, or cup and handle formation on the 1 minute chart that our
Nice.
chat member Alexa brought up.
Nice. I
I,
like that.
I took that. We're up a little bit here. Took it small.
I
Let's go.
like it. I like it. Looks interesting there. That's why I like
Let's go.
FAZ here. You know what? Step up to the plate here. All right, got a little bit of FAZ. I want to add more, so I just took like a starter position there. We'll see what happens there. So I
Market
got
rolling
three
over to the
trades
lows
on,
here.
3 trades on, guys. 3 trades on. I'll go back to you, Ryan. Talk about yours.
No,
I feel like I've been talking too
I was
much.
gonna. I'm impressed. No, I'm impressed that you have 3 trades on at the same time. I'm just watching the SQQQ here, but I'm also watching the actual market itself, because if we re-break some of these lows, like on the futures here, if we break those lows that we set in the pre-market, maybe we go lower here. Are we getting comments? Is that what's happening? Because there were Fed comments due today.
Could that be it? Definitely getting a little bit of a squeeze here, guys, on the offer for bros. Got to be careful for getting just squeezed out really quickly here. And it could be just a wick here.
I don't see any comments yet. I'll check. I don't know what. Let's go though. I mean, let's go. Let's break this downside move here. Let me see.
Getting really close to stopping out of bros. I'll let you guys know if I get out.
Where's well, I messed up my workspace here. Okay, so we've got Bowman. So all these guys are set to speak in the afternoon, at least from what I see. Bowman and Williams. So I don't think it's them. Harker is at 10.
Heavy right now,
never mind. Harker's right now. Harker's right now. And Austin Goolsby is at 11:45. So there's your Fed speakers here today.
Firm going deeper green there. I'm actually going to cancel the buy for a firm.
6 Fed speakers today. Did I get all those times right, Jay? That's gonna cause the market to move. Up, market bouncing here. SQQQ coming back in a little bit.
Yeah, so the Qs, what I see there is resistance on the 5 minute around 369.82s. So maybe 3070s. 370 is acting as resistance. We'll see if that acts as resistance. Anything above 370 is where I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's a little bit too much of a push here. But nice rejection there around the 82 spot right there. 369.80s rejection. Let's see if that holds there and it comes right back down for 369.
Let's see if we bounce off this level here. Sorry, SQQQ. That's confusing. Talking about an inverse bouncing. That's going to screw a lot of stuff up.
The other day, I got the question on start swing trade. It was Raz in the chat. He asked me, I'm not short FAZ, I'm long it, Sam, just to help you out. But so FAZ, remember, it's bearish action on the banks. It's bearish leverage. It's just like Ryan's going. It's kind of opposite. So if it goes up, that means banks would be going down. So I got asked, like, does the QQQ follow the SQQQ? And I was like, it's similar. But if you wanted to compare it exactly like the opposite, you'd look at TQQQ because of the leverage, right? And so that's one thing that I had to like kind of explain to him, because he was like, the Qs don't look exactly like the SQQQs. I'm like, well, they look a little different, right? It's always going to look a little different. I like looking at the TQQQ. And then that would help you out if you just want to see the opposite. And you can actually just trade those two. I've thought about just doing that for a little while, like maybe for a week, just trading the Qs and just trading Qs.
Yeah,
just to
just
test,
sticking to
just to
sticking to
test it
one
out.
thing and mastering
Just
it.
to
Yeah, I
test it
feel that.
out, just to test it out, right? But the thing is, you guys know me. I love to trade like sector and industry wide moves. So who knows? Maybe I start to day trade more indexes, and then I use also my swing trading for more of my longer term approach. Who knows, right?
SQQQ coming back in a little bit here, but with such a smaller position, we're going to follow some of the recommendations from chat yesterday and make the stops a little bit wider. Only have 100 shares. Honestly, if this came back into the VWAP, I'd consider adding again there for another potential bounce off the VWAP. So that's kind of what we're looking at here in SQQQ. That cup and handle that did end up working out, but it's just kind of fading here. Let's see what the next what happens. Let's see what happens next. Boy, I got football in the brain, Mitch. I can't even talk today.
That football mentality, baby. All right, let's do a little drawing action. I like drawing. Who doesn't like drawing?
Drawing is tight. All jokes aside, there's a lot of like I see more and more people talking about adult coloring books. Never done it myself, but I've heard about it.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Hey, apparently it's a massive stress reliever, and I'm a fan. I mean, anything that you can do to relieve your own stress and get through your day, I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, the Intel. This has been insane. Let's bring Intel up here. I didn't trade it on the second move here, but look at this. This moved back down to the VWAP. Intel right back up to the highs here. See if they can take out what 35.58. Is that what that is? 37.88. Excuse me. Let's see if we can end up taking that out. I wish I could. It's this monitor. I wish I could change how that looks. I'm sure I can, but I don't want to figure it out right now. Kaylee's saying that adult coloring books are for people that can't draw. That would be me. I have no drawing skills at all, but if you outline some stuff, I can fill it in with some color.
Yeah, I was that kid like, why do we gotta stay inside the lines? You mean stay inside the lines? Why?
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, isn't that like a I was like, come on,
why
man.
is the quality of yours so not great?
Just probably where I grabbed it from.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
I'm not trying to criticize. I'm sorry. That was
No.
Oh, here we are. So SQQQ back down to the VWAP here. We're red on this trade now, but let's see. I actually might add here.
Okay, first good action finally showing up here for bros.
I wish I could have added closer to the low. Yeah, we'll add here. A break of that low of the day and we'll be out. So added a little bit here to SQQQ, 200 shares long now.
The Q's with a little bit of a spike there, man.
Oh,
like, where did that come from?
Becca, this is such a good mention. Oh my God, a Chasing Amy reference. Drawer versus color. That's so good. I encourage all of you to look that up on YouTube. What a spectacular call.
Big level here to watch on Apple. I'm looking at 177 to see if it gets taken out or not here. I love to watch Apple a lot of the times for the market. And the way that it was like kind of a leading stock to the downside today, I'm looking to see if it leads us back or not. It's a big level to watch, 177. If it rejects there and comes back through 176, yeah, we could get some downside action. But 177 takeout, and I'd be a little bit concerned about tech coming back. That's just because my positions, right? We'll see what happens. FAZ starting to get going here. And so I'm thinking about just adding and then just sticking towards the VWAP. The big thing there is I want to see the banks really getting hit. JPM's going lower right now. There's Bank of America lower. I'll take a shot here on a pullback. It's already go to 56, 57. So I want to add at like 52. Bank of America looks like it wants to go lower, so I'll take some more shot of FAZ and go focus on the other trades.
Seeing some APLD calls here down here. I'm hearing Charlie squawk it right now as well.
Somebody got to win, baby. I see some people going long tech. We're going short tech. Somebody got to win. I'll tell you how you can really win, though. Of course, you guys can check out Trade the Pool, right? Go ahead and check it out, guys. Take a look. I'm putting the QR code right on the screen here. You guys can scan it up. Trade the Pool. You guys see us right here. We fund stock traders. And if you guys out there are looking for a way to get some more buying power, right? Maybe you're a new trader or you're just looking to have some experience trading in a real platform, right? Trading, like not paper, but trading, right? Well, check it out, guys. Check out Trade the Pool. You can get 14 days for free. There's the QR code. Let's get back to the action. I'll also throw up the link in the chat here for you.
Who called RCLF earlier? This has kind of been all over the place. Oh, God.
Can always get it also in the description below. Like always, guys, more than 12,000 stocks and ETFs, including the pennies.
Yeah, I'm surprised at how many of these low price stocks are available. I really am. I mean, it's a good thing.
Jesse's bringing back up that AREB. Have you taken a look at that one in a little bit?
What's that?
That AREB one?
Yeah, I've got it up here in Pro. I'm still watching the SQQQ here, the SQQQ trade in Trade the Pool. I think maybe we come back to this line here, but yeah, I am watching AREB. We can here. Let me. You've got my screen up. Let me change the ticker here.
Yeah, I like
so
that.
This did
back.
look like it came off the VWAP. I know there were a couple of entry attempts earlier, including mine. It was obviously too early. Really need to wait for that to come back into VWAP. Good bounce here. I'm probably not going to trade this the rest of the day, though. We'll see. We'll see if things change. SQQQ breaking. What I'm going to do here is set up a stop loss right under low of day. So if it gets down there, we'll stop out.
Next level, if it goes to the 2, is 258. So I'm kind of actually looking at that AREB, getting addicted.
Jay, if you're still out there, let's talk about SSYS. This looked like this was going to be a pretty good bounce play here. Really kind of rolling over. My thought here is that a break of this low here, you're probably out of this swing trade. I would love to hear what your plan is on this. I know that this is one of the ones that you talked about. I did take some of this SSYS, really unable to break that 200-day, just a huge rejection here and rolling over. Just wondering what you're thinking here, if you're still out there.
Well, I couldn't help myself, guys. AREB, long, baby. Took it there at 171. Only 100 shares. Look at the buying power that I'm using right now, guys. If you're a smaller trader, you can't do this. There's 4 trades on. 4. Taking some shots, man.
So you did take AREB again?
Yeah. I grabbed it at 171 there, long, and I'm risking off 160. Really, I'm looking at the 5-minute chart to the right-hand side, and there's a trend line bull flag break that it went above at 175, pulled back right to the trend line around 167. And now I want it to hold VWAP. VWAP's at 164. Really don't want VWAP to break now. And I'd look for a move towards 190s and then a quick sweep of $2. I'm not even going to probably sell it at 2. I would look for a little bit more at 2, like maybe 220s for the first sell. As it gets to 2, I'd put out like 215, 220s. We'll see what happens, guys. I'm taking some shots. There's only one way to play this life, baby. To take some shots and see what happens.
Mitch is out here. Football time has got Mitch pumped up.
Who knows? Who knows, guys? But I'll say
pushing higher here, Mitch.
Fire in the hole, baby. Fire in the hole. We'll see what happens. If not, I might have to.
I can't hear it. I can't hear it.
Oh, you can't hear that one?
Nope.
That one's really good. I've been waiting.
It was literally silence. I'm literally sitting here waiting, and then I didn't hear anything. AREB's pushing higher, by the way.
Me. You ready? You ready?
I declare bankruptcy.
Definitely like your Michael Scott joint. Jay Rice with an answer here. SSYS, I'm still in. 13 is my stop. Okay, so I was looking at the chart trying to figure out the stop. I had it 70 cents higher than where your stop would be, but that makes sense, especially looking at the volume profile. That's where it really starts to thin out. So decent area there.
Look at that.
They have a special meeting on September 28th. Merger vote. Weakness is all market related. Okay, cool. Mitch, take it away. ARAB is working for you, dude. This thing going higher here.
Trying to sell half of it at 220s here. 211 on the offer. Dun, 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 dun. Can I get 220s? Can I get 220s? I'm going to sell half of it there. It's up there. 210s. I'll lower it down to 210s, trying to get out some. I'm just trying to get some profits, right?
There's 210s.
Just took 210s there. Boom. First profit there. Now I can hold the rest break even no matter what. Can go like this and just set a stop loss right there and just look for it to kind of keep working now. Let's see if it really wants to break out and get there towards the 240s, 250s. Next stop is what I see. Let's see if it really breaks out. I took the shot just on the 5-minute. It's looking strong here. I'd want it to hold like 182 pullbacks, especially around the 188. If it can hold 188, 190s now, we'll be looking pretty decent there. Now I can go focus on some other positions and let this just work. Let the market work. Let me go protect bros. Let's see what happens with bros here. If we can finally get the downside action to come back below this triangle, not back towards the 27. Tilray grinding back.
I love what I'm seeing out of the chat today. I really do.
Smoke tuna, baby. You get that money, baby.
Victory.
Flawless victory. Oh man, that's a good drop right there.
Let's go.
I'll buy it at a high price.
Mara, Bex, good call here on Mara. Oops, wrong one. Let me just remove that. So here's Mara, nice little move through the VWAP here. This looks like it's trying to go back to 12. I think the buy spot would have been right through the VWAP here, but this showing some strength here. Bitcoin kind of all over the place.
Q starting to lead though. Be careful out there, guys. And what do you see? You're gonna. I'll be looking for Apple to see if maybe it breaks above 177 here. But Qs are trying to make this push here. Be careful out there, guys. We'll see if it gets above 371. That was the big resistance before. I'm looking to see if a 5-minute close above that.
SS trades, trailing stop hit, all done for the day. I just love what you folks are doing here. You guys are
making
really
money,
doing great things. Yep,
making money. All right, just watching to see if bros can get back to 2640s. That would be a really nice move there. Affirm is actually coming back almost to my entry, so I got to be careful there. Just make sure that it's not getting above VWAP and holding. So right now there was some support that's acting as resistance that could act as resistance right now around the 2130s on the 5-minute here. So that's not doing too bad there as long as it doesn't get back towards, let's say, 2145, which I'm at 2147. Let's see what happens here. Definitely got to set a protective stop, but other than that, just can let this position work. It looks good. Just want to continue seeing the Qs come right back down and seeing these AI names get wrecked today. AI is back above the VWAP, so we'll see what happens on that. Does that squeeze back through 28s, or does that just get hit again here and right back down towards the lows? So AI has a setup also very similar to this. AREB, we going to make a move. There's that 188 pullback. So remember I talked about 188 being that kind of resistance that I'd like to see it hold. Now I want to see it open the next candle and really take out that high. It went all the way up towards 217. I don't think we would have got the 220 fill. So I'm glad at least I took the 210. We'll see what happens. At least no matter what, be a green trade. And I think that one of the things that is tough when taking this amount of trades is to think about it all added up. I'm just trying to take it one trade at a time and make sure that I'm just sticking to risk to return. Sometimes it's going to go well. Sometimes it cannot. I'll tell you the truth. The key is just always trying to stick to the mathematical probability. AI trapped me 3 times today, so no more touching. Hey, that happens to the best, Jan. That
Sure
happens to the
does.
best.
It sure
What do I
does.
always
Kudos
say?
to you for realizing it, though.
I always say strike three, man. I guess that's a wrap for me on that one. And it's okay though, because the truth is you can always come back at a name another day. I try not to take my eye off of those. Like yesterday, you saw me do that with Ion Q, Jan. I was struggling with the Ion Q. I mean, imagine how Ion Q would have paid me today. It would have been handsomely. Look at this stock, Ryan. Look at this stock, dude.
Yeah, that would have been a good short, dude. You did. I said I gave you credit. You did talk about it. It's before we even got on. As soon as you didn't
I've
even
been
say good
struggling.
morning to me. You didn't
On
even say
Start
good morning. You
Swing
said
Trade, I was
IONQ.
talking about it yesterday. I was talking about it on Start Swing Trade yesterday,
Man.
3 o'clock, 3:30. Nowhere near this drop in the morning. Oh man, that's gonna be a frustrating one. But hey, you win some, you lose some. You can't be worried about hitting everything out of the park. Just take some base hits and keep battling, team. That's what it's all about, man. All right, looking to see what happens here in the Qs. Are we going to get that lift? Look at that rejection again off 371. Let's go to the Qs here. 371 rejection. Look at that. So a lot of highs there on the 15-minute. You see how there's those highs? We can actually draw a rectangle here, or we could just draw some kind of resistance here, just kind of look out for. And so I'm going to draw the lookout spot. This is bullish move above here. And then red move would be kind of like taking out now all the way down there towards 369.50s. We make a move down there, that's where I'd start really being concerned. That's a take out of this low around here. So I'm gonna actually make that one red for us so that we can actually see that. I like to, make it just color coded here so that you guys could clearly see it. Let's do green here. Boom. So that's the way I'm looking at the market right now. Of course, you guys draw your own levels. Closes above or below this on a 15-minute is what I'll be trying to look at and trying to decipher.
Laura saying, what's the news on AREB? AREB, American Rebel Holdings, released a PR yesterday that they are being, quote, bombarded with calls, end quote, from dealers and customers looking for new safe alternatives after Liberty Safe gave up the combination to one of their safes. So basically the thought here is you buy a safe to keep something protected, whether it be firearms, personal items, jewelry, whatever. The particular safe that this guy bought had, I guess, an electronic keypad. Liberty Safe has like a fail-safe code that they can get into any of those safes. Customer didn't know that. FBI approached them. They gave it to the FBI. FBI got into the safe. So people that own safes or that are looking to buy them, they're looking to switch. The question really with this catalyst is going to be, is this longer than a 1 or 2 day thing? Is this going to be a longer term catalyst? I don't know the answer to that. We're just trading some short term moves here, but that's what your news catalyst is.
Reminds me, I had a friend that had a huge safe in his house. I always wondered what the hell was in that safe.
Yeah, that's safes will do that. They'll make you wonder what's behind the door there.
Yeah, it's always like that, right? Whenever you see a safe, you're like, ooh, I wonder what's in there.
Key learning lesson here is that any of these electronic keypad safes, you got to be careful with. This company had a back door into the safe.
Interesting story. My man Ryan always bringing some extra
I was
for us.
I was watching it unfold on Twitter yesterday, and I was like, oh, my safe is not a Liberty safe. But when I saw this, I was like,
that's interesting.
That's bad. That's bad.
Yeah,
There could be some long term.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
Yeah, there could be some long term. Let's see though. We'll see how this plays out. I mean, this is just the knee jerk reaction. And it's important to note that we're playing the knee jerk reaction, right? This literally happened yesterday and we're playing it today. Let's see what this looks like in a week. Story could be completely changed by then.
Yeah, getting a little spike here in a firm, just keeping an eye on it, right? Because I definitely don't want to let that position go into the red. But just focusing in here, guys. And that's what it's all about, guys. Just keep eyes on what's going on in the market. Overall, the Qs rejected the 371, but holding VWAP right now on pullback. That could actually end up bringing the upside action in. I'm seeing Apple is one of the ones that I want to keep a watch on. It goes back to 176. Now has a full kind of bullish pattern here to hold and go for that 177. Let's see if it does it. If it breaks 175, 75 area, that's where I'd maybe see the red come in on Apple. We'll see what happens here, team. It's either going to start lifting off and we'll get this Q type of run, and some stocks can go back into the green. But overall, what's in the green today? Communication services and utility. Everything else is in the red. I'm just watching technology slowly creep. It's at 0.23 red from the open. Everything else is red. What's leading the downside action is basic materials are just getting washed right now. There's some that are getting hurt more than others, like aluminum, chemicals, and agricultural inputs. Big hit there. Defensives are getting hit also. So that's interesting to see that. Utilities are almost green, but they just went red. Real estate in the red, healthcare in the red, energy going red. Energy was a little bit of a bull trap out the gates there today, so be careful out there, team. Gush is trying to bounce there, but I think actually drip seems honestly a little bit more interesting for me right now. We'll see what happens. Affirm coming back to the 40s, right near my entry here. So I just got to determine, hey, we're going to stick to the risk to return. We're going to add here. What's going to be the move here? The move is to watch it try to reject right now and not get above the 2150s. If it does that, I have to get out. And you always have to respect yourself. I could always come back into the name, but this stock should already, at least technically wise, get that wash. I want to see it come back to 2122s and then not bounce at the 2122s. I could add here, but there's no point in me adding. All right. Want to see if bros can go back to VWAP 2634s. If that happens, we'll be looking pretty good there. This is that time, guys. We'll see what happens. Healthcare's in the green. You still in AAL? Yeah, I'm still in there. I'm still in that swing. Let's see how it's looking. Ooh, nice rejection there on Affirm. If I wanted to add, this would probably be the spot and then hold off at 2150s. I don't feel like opening up any more risk. So that's the interesting part, though. But the thing is that if I let the stock went all the way down there and didn't take any profits, that's when I'm doing it wrong if I'm not adding here. This should be kind of the place where I should maybe look for the big hit and then take the profits. But we'll see what happens there. FAZ, adding to FAZ there. FAZ pull back to 1850s. So let me focus on FAZ.
Question
to 43s.
Question here, Ryan. Does the national gas storage move the market? I don't think it moves the overall market, but it definitely moves the natural gas market. So if you take a look at /NQ, if you look at the mini futures for natural gas, you'll see that that absolutely reacts to that number. I don't see any other reaction market wide to the natural gas storage number, though. I don't trade natural gas. That was a guy smarter than me would describe natural gas as the widowmaker. We used to watch Boyle, UNG, LNG. We used to watch a number of those stocks that were tied to that. And I could never really seem to figure it out. By the way, while we're talking here, SQQQ, oops, how do I, oh, there we go. SQQQ, this trade working, right? So initial buy was on the cup and handle. That started to work and then failed. We added down here around support at the VWAP, plunged beneath VWAP and did not quite get to the stop. I guess my stops were not too tight today. And then now we're trading back up here. So we're in the green, but we really want this to kind of push away. Remember, if this gets back up to this area here, what I've got this at 1902, that would represent a triple top on the 1 minute chart. I'd probably take the gains off since we added and lowered our cost basis here. But this still in this now going green.
All right, I took my shot. I added a little bit on that Affirm. We'll see what happens. Now I just got to focus on bros coming down because we are getting that downside action coming in, and then we should see a leak here SPY leaking pretty fast on 442. So I'm feeling good about that FAZ position on the banks coming down. Let's see if the Qs can really start dragging. Apple takedown through 175.75. I'm looking for it to see if the market wants to just start dragging, especially even a leader like Apple. Let's see if that happens. Tesla going down towards the lows. That actually looked like a good hourly rejection at 248.50s. Now starting to go low, trying to break the support of 244s. Just broke to 243.80s. We'll see if that continues to come down. AREB, I'm still in, man. I'm still in. Still in, Ryan.
Let's
I'm
go,
letting the
Mitch.
market work, baby. I'm letting
Let
the
the
market
trade work for you. Feet up, baby.
Feet up. Feet up, guys. Look, feet up. It held that 185. Now we got this trend line. So you see here, this is what I want to see it hold now. It doesn't even need to, like, I could even move up my stop. So at this point, it should hold this trend line and then start to hold that. And so I can draw that up here and make it thicker for you guys. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. Of course, you guys hold to your own levels here, but now I wanted to see it even hold 199 on pullbacks. Why? Because prior resistance becomes support. That's what I'm going to be looking for. This is the green spot. If we start holding above that, we could actually keep going. We'll see what happens. I'm going to stop watching it because that one's always hard if you just keep watching it. We'll see what happens. Qs, can you give me that downside action here? AAL is definitely getting hit there. I can add here below 14. I might add, but if the way the market's going, I need to see the market bounce, at least in that case. I'm just going to leave AAL alone. I'm definitely not going to increase risk there and just keep it at 2/3 of the position. There's so many P&Ls right now that I have like just on break even or slightly green. That's when you got to be a little bit careful and just make sure that you have protections on. Look at the moving bros. That's a nice little one. Nice little rejection now. So now I'm going to set the stop loss back towards where we were at like 270s. And then look to see this kind of really start breaking down here. Don't want to see it back even above 266 or 2666. We'll see what happens on that one. If that one can just start really breaking down here. Affirm. Let's see if I can get that rejection. The Qs are trying to hold 370s. Need to see that 370 wash through. Reject VWAP here would be nice. 370 30s. That's just because I'm bearish. We'll see if it gets back up through 371. That's upside action. AREB 187 out $2. Money. Not a bad day today, man. We've been going after it. Like always, guys, smash the like. Hit it up there. What are you seeing out there, Ryan?
I'm sorry. I'm actually handling work stuff.
No worries. I got you, my friend.
I didn't want to be, but I am.
You know how it is. You're always helping people out. Can't help
SQQQ
yourself.
SQQQ coming back down to the VWAP. So that's been kind of back and forth. Really want this to make a decision.
All right, guys. I want to show you guys today. I want you guys to meet who Michael Kratz is, but I'm not going to bring him on live. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a live trading example of the CEO of Trade the Pool trading Tesla and pre-market preparation.
Oh, good. I could probably use this. Let's see it.
Yeah. I'm going to bring that on in just a second. We'll do that at 10:45 here as a hopefully we'll have taken some profits on some positions.
Also, Mitch, weren't you going to go over the question of the day from one of the viewers earlier?
Let's do that. That's actually it's a good time to talk about that one. Let's scroll up and let's get that. That's Mystery, my man Mystery, always coming through. It's always good to see you in the chat. I'm going to scroll up and get your question, Mystery. Give me a second.
I was going to say, that was a while. I thought you had that saved.
Yeah, I should have, maybe just saved it, but I can find him. Mystery, I know exactly who he is. I'll find him up. It was right near like 9:55. Ooh. 9:58. I'm sorry, I was off by 3 minutes. Not bad memory, right, Ryan?
No, not bad at all, actually.
All right, so here's the question from my man here. We'll of course take a look at it. We'll see what happens if I do get squeezed out of here of a firm. I'm gonna push it a little bit more towards the 69 there, but Qs are just ripping here. That's what's the turnaround. 371 move here. So be careful out there, team. If I do start getting out, you'll see it. All right, so I'm going to answer this question. Why is it that when I see a good technical setup, I don't act on it? Why do I do another trading strategy whereas my initial thought would have worked better? Really good question here. So one of the things that we want to be thinking about in trading, and you guys can think about this, is do you want to be a subjective trader or an objective trader? And I think that the important part here is more along understanding how do you want to go about your process, right? Is it kind of more where if everything aligns, you take the trade no matter what? Or do you have some instinctual abilities on your process where it's kind of like you make a subjective decision at that moment if you're going to go and get into the name? I think a lot of the times, especially earlier traders, they try to be instinctive a little bit, maybe too early when they haven't built up those instincts yet. And there is some traders that use instincts in their trading, and it actually helps them. We could bring up traders' names, but it's not necessarily about that. But I like to do a lot of the times more objective. But I've noticed that when I'm subjective, a lot of the times what happens is I can lose my mathematical probability. I can also get to the point where I like the setup, but I don't take the trade. And you guys just saw me get stopped out of a firm there, lost $37, was up 44. So not many times do I get to a point where I was up that much and then lose. I gave it a little bit of room there, and it could have just stopped me out at the top there, but I'm not going to hold that name now. I'm out of that name. But going back to the question. So a lot of times
I was SQQQ, by the way, while you
all
were
right,
saying
perfect. Number one thing that I try to think about, and the thing that hurt me the most when I first started trading was doing a crazy setup and then not taking the trade. Like I set it up. I'm like, this is the resistance, this is the support, this is what I'm going to come after, and then it shows up there, and I don't take the trade, and then the trade actually works out. That would frustrate me more than even losing on a trade. And so when I got to the point was, okay, so when you get to that point, maybe just take the trade with less size, maybe even a quarter, a fifth, maybe even a tenth of that size that you were thinking, so that you practice what? Just executing. Because a lot of times, sometimes we need to be focusing on what? Just practicing our execution and focusing on executing better. If we can execute better our process, and it's a good process, it should lead us into the green. That's what process approach is all about,
Mhm.
right? So you want to be focusing on how your execution is going versus how the actual results are going, because it could be that you're not executing your system right. We need to be executing the system right. That's why whenever I have a loss, I review it. Was it a process mistake or an execution mistake? In this case, like a firm, I'm going to say this was more execution mistake. Should have taken some profits, pushed it, didn't take some profits, looked for a little bit lower. And because of that, I missed profits by what? 15 cents. I had a 2060 profit order out. I shouldn't be missing that profit there. I should be taking some profit and then looking to break even on the rest. Should have never lost on that name. Now, if I'm going higher than 76, giving me the alert that, hey, watch out, that could break out now. Q's going strong to the upside there.
Yep, that's what stopped me out of the SQQQ. Everything's strong here.
Do you want to try to address this one? You can try, Ryan, if you like.
Why is that when you see a good technical setup, you don't act on it? Because you haven't conditioned yourself yet to it being more of a mechanical process. What happens is sometimes, like, I'll see a setup, but then something else will be going on in the market that I think really, is more hot or spicy, or maybe I have more potential gains there. And then I move away from my practiced approach or my mechanical approach. If you see a setup, the entry and exit should all be mechanical. There shouldn't be really any emotion. And now I say that it's much easier to say that than to actually do that. I mean, I'm affected by emotions every single day, so I can say that till I'm blue in the face. Reality is it's not necessarily easy to do that. But that's one of the reasons, right? Emotions, opportunity cost, looking at some other setup, looking at something else, figuring, oh my God, this sounds really good. This is in the moment right now. I can make money doing this. There's a number of things that can lead to that. If you're trying to change it, one of the things that I was saying, I saw someone suggest paper trading earlier. That only works to a certain degree. I advise people try to paper trade and turn things into a mechanical process, but it's way different when real money is on the line. There's just no getting around that. So making this into something as mechanical as possible, where you think less about the emotions and more about what's actually happening, should make you stick in those setups a little bit better.
We're going to see if FAZ does a VWAP bounce here. I'm giving it to 1838. So we'll see if that cuts me out. That'll be like a $12 loss. It's nothing. AREB still in the green there. I'm looking to see if it can hold the trend line on this pullback. Definitely don't want it to come back towards my entry. So moving that slightly up. So I'm not going to lose on that position. I already taken some gains on that. Want to see some buyers step up here at 185 and bring it back through 2. If not, I'll probably let go here. We'll see if it can get that buyer step up back through 2 here. Let's see what happens.
William with a super sticker here. Fubo to be profitable by year end. Big run coming. I don't believe it. Fubo has been more of a pump stock since I've been watching it. I don't believe if that happens, great. I'm not buying it on that premise. No.
All right, smash the like out there, guys.
Patrick asking, when do you recommend getting back into Dollar General? Patrick, we do not recommend that anybody get into any individual stock. We do not have Series 7 license. We cannot trade your account, nor can we make financial recommendations.
Yeah, DG's a tough name on that earnings report. I mean, how does a dollar store not do well in this environment? That's the only thing I could say. It's like, holy crap. Look at the chart. The chart's is tough. So not saying which way to trade it, but I'm just saying, man, I would think that they would do better.
You want to take a look at a tough chart, SSYS. Today is not a good day for that stock. I'm still in it. I'm in it small. I know this is something that Jay had mentioned the other day. We're going to wait for this to kind of play out. They're saying it's market related, but man, pull up that intraday chart of SSYS for me, Mitch. Are you entering a trade?
Oh, I'm just adjusting a stop here. I got you, though. What are you looking for?
SSYS.
SSYS. There you go. I see it. 1366. There we go. Here
look at the intraday. Look at the intraday chart, though. I mean, you want to talk about a bad chart. This is rough. It's nothing but get me the hell out of this stock.
Yeah, and you can see one thing you can see on this thing is even the bid jumping. What do I mean by the bid jumping? Look how the action right here, it's from the 70s, the bid going straight to 65s. So when you're seeing stocks do this, but one thing it is slowing down a little bit. You might see a little bounce there that you can come after. But another thing that I clearly saw was daily support just giving out there. And when daily support gives out, like I talk about it all the time, long-term support gives out that 14. You've seen the stock go down there multiple times. Now it's really starting to break there. You can see that it tried to recover these 3 days. Now this fourth attempt to go through the support is really the breakdown. I'd like to see it hold 14 now if I was short on it. But man, not a bad looking stock there.
Jay adding here on the SSYS, DDD is getting beat up. We're waiting for the special meeting. That is September 28th, if I recall. Jay.
DDD?
DDD is getting beat up. The special meeting is for SSYS, Sept 28. Tom saying SSYS is a dog with fleas.
A dog with fleas. Oh, man. A dog with fleas. Microsoft could flip green. All right. See a lot of people talking about what we were talking about, and that's what it's all about, guys. Bring in that perspective. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? AI is making a lot of noise. Yeah, I'm sure it is. Pinkies up, my folks. Enjoy wisdom. Path today. Did Kathy put on the buying algo? Yeah, she might have. Look at this stock, man. That looks to me like Kathy said, you know what? I'll take some more. Let's go. Let's go, Path. She put on that buying shoes on today.
Yeah, and by the way, Helen, I second this. Helen is awesome. I follow her on Twitter, followed her for a number of years. Awesome follow.
Buying shoes on, especially that 17 pullback. I love that 17 pullback. It went to 1740, came back to like 17, right on the trend line pullback, and then extended. I can see it like without drawing it. And I know that you guys can see that probably too on the 15-minute. This is why I love the 15-minute. Red to green action through the support. Opening action gets stopped out, but then it comes back through with volume, getting that move back above 17. But look at how it came back right here to 1701. That was a nice opportunity to grab it and ride it back towards resistance. I probably would have sold some at 1730s and then look for the rip higher. Where could this go? Hey, if you measure this flag is big. 15 to 1720, maybe $2 from here. Who knows? Path is definitely on the rip. That stock is ripping. Woohoo, Path. That Kathy Wood. Arc coming back. Arc had a nice little rip up. What's up with the Qs, man? Battling there. About 1050.
Smoked tuna, you know what's fun? I have leftover butter chicken from the Indian restaurant right by my house today for lunch. I'm stoked. I'm absolutely. Today is going to be a good day. I mean, whether we make money here, and I know I got stopped out of that SQQQ trade. Made a nice trade on what was that? Mixing up the ticker now. God bless it, Ryan. WHLR. So I'm feeling all right. I'm just waiting for football. I'm so addicted. It's crazy.
Sure you are. I'm sure you are, my friend. I'm sure you are. I think we all are, really.
Speaking of Kathy, ACHR, I think Becca called ACHR earlier. I have a little bit of that. I think like 100 shares. Let me look. Yeah, I have 100 shares that I bought yesterday, and as soon as I bought it, it went straight down, and I was like, oh, that's all that had to happen. I just needed to buy it, and Archer would go down. Nice to see it having a better day here today. Not trading that. That's more of a long-term hold, though. Just kind of buy 100 shares so I can watch it, force it on my screen. ARTL, is this maybe a potential move back up? This bouncing off the VWAP. ARTL, maybe this takes out the high. 298 and maybe a run at 3 ARTL.
See if Path can continue. Arc starting to pull back. Q's starting to pull back a little bit.
ARTL right back down to the VWAP.
You can see bros reject the 2650s here. AAL starting to turn around the 14s. Do I add to it? Ooh, that's a hard one to add to. I'll probably just stay on the sidelines. Swing trading, it's been a little bit rough. Took some profits, but nowhere near the gains that I wanted on Apple and Intel. How's Intel doing right now? I mean, we looked at that stock. It made a move to 38. Still staying strong, though. Looking to see if the bros can start breaking down. Don't want it above this trend line. ARB now needs to make the move. Let's see if it makes the move. It went through 2 for a second and came right back down. So I really wouldn't want it to get back through support of 174. Of course, I'm in at 171. So not stressing about that, but looking to try to get that move through 2. Can I get that move through 2? We'll find out. All right, guys, it's about 10:53. I'm going to go ahead and bring a little Tesla video for you guys. And so you guys can meet, of course, Michael Kras, the CEO. And this is what it's all about. This is a live trading example. It's only about like 6 minutes, but it's perfect, I think, for a Tesla video on how to come after it. I don't know about you guys, but I trade some Tesla. And Mitch, are you betting on the Chiefs tonight? Hell no. Hell no. I always look for upsets at the openers. It's just too easy. It's too easy for, let's say, Detroit had been working hard in their training versus the Chiefs working hard in their training. They just came off a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like it's a common thing, and I think the math, the odds are on the Chiefs, right? Ryan, what's the line? I think. Do you know the line, Ryan?
Yeah, actually I do. I don't have it committed to memory, but I bet it. So let me go ahead. I bet it when it was Detroit Lions plus 4.5. So they're giving the Lions 4.5 points. I took that. I actually did a parlay. Gibbs, Pacheco touchdown, Goff over 2 touchdowns or more, and the Lions with the points. 13. Yes, I am playing 13, week number 1 in the Happy Hour Fantasy League. Yes, I am ready to go head to head with you. Yes.
All right, guys. So here you guys have it. Michael Kras with a trading example on Tesla. He's even going to give you his pre-market outlook. And I think that this is really cool. And you guys could be trading with Michael. I think it's awesome. I'm going to actually bring him on next week to talk a little bit more about how he comes after Tesla. What does he look for? And I love how he keeps it simple. A lot of times it's resistance and support. Let's take a look here at a trade example. I'll put it full screen so you guys can check this out. And like always, you guys can hit the QR code or in the description to check this out.
Hey guys, welcome to the crash course of pre-market preparation. Last time we did a summarize of everything we learned in this course. And this time I want to do a quick recap on the analysis that we made last time, so you can see the results, the analysis and the trade that we actually took. So let's dive right to it. Like always, guys, please make sure you subscribe and like this video and channel and promote it, please. It will help us tremendously. We are building our community and hopefully you will come and trade with us. So without further ado, let's go to the charts. We are looking at the NASDAQ and the S&P. Last time we analyzed them and talked about what we can expect, what we want to see in order to trade properly for this trading day. So we talked about the NQ, the NASDAQ future on a 15-minute chart. This is the exact same thing that I showed you last time, and you can go obviously and check it out. And we covered that the NASDAQ has been trading in this channel, and we were here, right here, when we talked about him. And what we said is that the price might drop to the lower bottom of the channel, and from that point, move higher. And this is exactly what it did. Went down to that channel, crossed it just with 2 bars, and went all the way up. Look how beautiful it retested here. So it broke through that, held it as support, and from that point went up all the way to the higher point of the channel. And this is exactly what we wanted to see for this trading day. This is Friday. We talked about it on Thursday, so just before the market opened. That was a great analysis, and it helped us with the trade that we took. We will talk about it in a second. The same happened on the ES, the S&P 500. 2 things that we mentioned there. Again, the channel that it's been trading in. One thing is breaking it, retesting it, and dropping down. The other part is basically what it did, pushing higher, holding the support level, this channel, and going all the way up to the upper line of the channel. And again, since we already prepared ourselves that this might be the scenario, then it was much easier to trade when we took Facebook in this case. And we also talked about that. Basically, when we after we analyzing the market, we go into the scanners and finding the right stock. In case you missed those lessons, go ahead, stop this video, go ahead and watch them, and then come back to this one. Super important to keep it in order. So one of the stocks, we talked about a few stocks like Twitter, Qualcomm, and Facebook, CMCSA as well, BTU. And one of those stocks was Facebook that we analyzed. Facebook was pretty much after the earnings. So gapping up something like $30 up. And what we wanted to see from Facebook is basically move. You can see it right here. We talked about two options. The first one is holding this support level. And again, it was before the market opened. The gray area that you see here is the pre-market, and this is the market. So what I drew here, and you can see it also in the previous lesson, and what I said is that the price should hold this support level, and if it will go up, it should go up all the way to the 206 and then the 208, exactly where it hit. And from that point, it dropped down. Now, what I did, actually, I took that long right in this area. This is straight from my broker that I'm working with. And as you can see, this is the day of the Thursday. The gap up right here, it went down all the way to 194 or 92. And you can see this blue triangle. This is my entry price and my exit, the red triangle. So I took all the way up, and the movement all the way up. So it's basically from here all the way to the 206 area. As you can see, it went up just tiny bit, even more. But you can't really, most of the time, you can't really ride the whole trend. So that was a great trade, but I wouldn't do that unless I would have prepared myself to this specific stock. And if you will go and watch those videos and practice them, you will see that you can actually choose pretty nicely and pretty easily those stocks to trade every day. And as you can see, there is also a level that I marked here in the previous lesson. So you can go and see that recording. And we marked that on 194.50. It went all the way down, held that support level, and from that point, I entered right here. So when you prepare yourself to the trading session, with the levels and with the drawing, the building scenarios, analyzing the market, understanding the news that pushing the sentiment that push the stock, then you can easily execute the trade and find those spots to get in the trade as well. Without a quality market preparation, you are basically gambling. So make sure you start your day by preparing yourself, analyzing the market, watching the news, finding the right stocks, analyzing those stocks as we did in the previous lessons, and only then go ahead and trade. It will tremendously increase your success in this field that's called trading if you'll do so. So I hope you guys like this video. If so, please like it.
Love it there from Michael, the CEO. If you guys want to check out videos or videos like this, check out their YouTube and give them a follow also. Let them know in the comments, hey, we saw you guys on Benzinga. It definitely do a favor for me. I'd appreciate it, guys. You guys check them out. A lot of stuff if you're using Trade the Pool to learn from their YouTube. So check out their YouTube. I'll see you guys like always right here, battling on live trading. And I'll see you guys later today, of course, on Start Swing Trade. Hit the like button. It's always good to have you guys.